First. Oh, well. I wonder if I can still be heard or not. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the workshop, episode 210. I know I'm a ghost and I'm hardly here, so it's always a pleasure to be here. And I'll be hosting. My name is Scott Porteous. For anybody who hasn't seen the workshop, ideally what it is we have comedians from all around the world. We give them a random topic. We give them like a week for a random topic. They have 7 days to write 3 to 5 minutes on content on that topic, and then we give ideas and feedback and commentary after each of their set. And then we had 2 rounds. So the second round, it's dealer's choice, whatever they want to do. And once again, we give them feedback and comments, suggestions, and yada yada yada, just to help out and everything. So also need to. This is always a hard thing to sell, but it is a comedy safe-ish space. But by that I mean it's not. We're all about freedom of speech, but just don't be a dick, ideally. And we're just trying to work it out. We're just trying to work out jokes and see how it goes and help each other out. And yeah, it's not meant to antagonize, but also not meant to be easily offended either. So with that being said, we got Joe Gomez and Cavin Eggleston. I think I did that right. That was smooth. I like that. It took me 200 episodes to do this, but I finally figured out how to format a proper show to some degree. Thank you guys for joining. It's going to be a short and sweet workshop. We only have 3, which is fine. There's sometimes the best of things come in 3s: amigos, musketeers, sums. So it's going to be a good time. I vibe it. So. Without further ado, we'll get also one more thing before we start. Anybody who wants to send comments on and kind of like get feedback or hopefully not heckle or criticisms, because I do that, get enough of that on Reddit, but we'll still read it. We'll read all the comments that you put on. But if you accept StreamYard as your Lord and Savior, there's a link right there. On the stream itself, there's a little link. You click on that, and basically when you put your comments in, it will actually show your name, unless you want to be anonymous, and totally cool as well. But otherwise, if you send a comment and you don't sign up for the StreamYard, we'll just see it as an anonymous comment. But it's all good for me if it is for you. So I'm not awkward at all. So with that being said, everybody, we'll start off the workshop, episode 210, with Cavin Eggleston. And I believe your topic was Netflix?
It was.
All right. Yeah. Also, I should let everybody know it's 3 to 5 minutes. I'll let you at 4. I'm not too strict on it, but like just don't go overboard. But there's 3 of us, so I feel like we'll be fine for time. So I'll get the timer ready, and whenever you're ready, I'll start now.
All right. So I had Netflix to talk about, and honestly, like I feel like Netflix changed the game a little bit. Like it's pretty impressive that one video streaming service managed to make itself a dating term. It's like now you can Netflix and chill with someone. And honestly, that's a young guy's game. All right. Like, I'm sorry, I don't have the stamina to binge watch a TV series and make love to someone. All right. That's not going to happen in the same night. You pick one. All right. Also, I don't like the term Netflix and chill. I think it implies that those two things are going to last the same amount of time, putting them right next to each other like that. Like Netflix, if you watch it too long, gives you a warning saying, like, are you still there? I've never had somebody give me a warning in our lovemaking session, like, are you still down there? It's not happened. I can't handle that. In general, like, it also, I'm sorry, I can't compete. Like, it was fine when Netflix only had reruns of The Office and a bunch of garbage movies they bought for cheap from like North Korea. But now they have quality original content. I can't compete for attention with the Queen's Gambit. All right. There is no move I can do that is more interesting than a woman playing chess. So I don't really love that aspect of Netflix. I do love that Netflix is now so popular that it has imitators. Like everyone wants to have their own version of Netflix, but they're all awful compared to the original. Like I hate going to somebody else's house when they're watching Netflix or we're gonna watch a movie and it's not Netflix. I feel like it's like when my friends invited me over to play Transformers as a little kid, and I got there and it was just GoBots. Oh, I'm not gonna watch Hulu with you, you fucking weirdo. So I also think like Netflix tries to stay apolitical. They don't have like a stance. They're not like Chick-fil-A, which is like, if you use our service, you really hate the gays, which I appreciate. But I also think that's because Netflix is low-key communism. Like, I think there's only just 3 of us that pay for Netflix a month, and everyone else just gets our accounts for free. Like, I've actually started using Netflix as like the gateway conversation with my parents about universal health care. Like, I'll just tell them, I'll be like, hey, Mom, Dad, you guys really liked House of Cards. You know what else you might like? Free hip replacements. That's like the season 2 of House of Cards of the body. Like, that's how we can help you out, Mom, Dad. That'll be great for you. I also, Netflix has ruined my relationship with my parents because I was watching it with my little nephew, and we watched the TV show Gummy Bears. And I need to be clear. I have for my entire life been told my parents chose my name because it was unique. It was special. I've never met another Cavin. Okay. I've missed out on every gas station keychain I've ever seen. Like, there's never been one for me. I thought I was unique. I would sit down and I watch one episode of the Gummy Bears. What's the main character's name? Cavin. When did Gummy Bears come out? 6 months before I was born. So I immediately called up my mom and dad, and I was like, hey, did you guys name me after a fucking gummy bear? So you really, like, you narrowed down my life choices there. You named me after a candy show. Like that's all that I was named after, was just the like high fructose candy flavoring. And that's how they got the name Cavin. And my mom, all she did was goes, we thought you'd never find out. And then she hung up. And I haven't talked to them since, but they still use my Netflix account. That's been my time talking about Netflix and streaming services. Thank you.
Oh, so good. I am so jealous of your ability to just go and fly on things. I can't do that. I can't memorize shit. Good set, man. Holy crap. So funny. I had some ideas, which is always a good thing, because otherwise I'd be a shitty host. So when you're talking about like the lingo for like Netflix and chill, I put something like, I don't know. I think it'd be funny if you did like, the other places doing that, like Amazon Prime and Grime, or, or Disney Plus and Bust. Just you can kind of like play off like other streaming stuff maybe. I feel like there's like a checkers joke you can reference for the Queen's Gambit. I just think that'd be funny to do like a checkers like real dramatic show. When you said the low-key communism, I feel like you should have given like a couple of examples what that is. That just sounds funny. And then I love the idea of using the Netflix approach with just conversations. So it's like, I noticed you like to talk about sports. You might also like, you know what I mean? Like, you can kind of like use that in like just life. And then so you said your name was like your parents named you after a gummy bear, the Cavin, and like, what's your middle name? Type 2.
Yeah. Cavin in Eggleston.
But yeah, that was so good. I'm not gonna have half as good as that was. Good job.
Thank you.
Oh man, that was hilarious, Kevin. It's always good to hear you spit some material. I love the Netflix. Like, you got a great topic, Netflix. Like, wow, super topical. But but I love how you're like, it's on a different playing field. Like, you can't be expected to watch a bunch of episodes and perform sexually. It's like, push that up. Like, Daddy's got to work in the morning. Like, it's not an old man's game anymore. It's for the younger generation, because we actually have responsibilities to actually pay for our Netflix accounts. And then like the disappointment with other people, the other streaming services, going over to your friend's house, and then they, you get all nervous because they break out the Roku remote. And like maybe reference a couple of those other off channels. I actually had that experience this past week with myself. I didn't realize that I was streaming a movie on one of those off streaming programs and commercials popped up, and I was pissed. I was furious. So yeah, that's all because of my Roku.
It's a great movie.
Gummy bears, that's hilarious. I don't even have any notes to say with that, except I thought I was the only person who knew that show existed. So I just laughed the entire way through that, and so that's all I got, man.
That cartoon is amazing. It's like the genius decision to give fictional like gummy bear characters a stereotypical Jewish accent. I love it.
I love that comment. If you're over 40, there's no Netflix and chill. It's Netflix and nap. It's too funny. I just saw something too to like, I don't know, I feel like you can do a joke about like a fire stick too. You can kind of go like, make some sort of kinky fire stick reference. I mean, there's all stuff you can play around, but yeah, so good.
Netflix doesn't make you bring in toys like a fire stick.
What's that?
Netflix doesn't make you bring in toys like a fire stick.
Yeah. I feel like you should have closed on, like, I showed my first, just so it gets better as we progress. Good start. Okay, Joe Gomez. I'm not too sure what your topic was.
Oh man, you know what? I'm just gonna drop right into it because I complained about it all in my first part of it. So the word that was given to me is philanderer.
Jeez.
Yeah, philanderer. The hell kind of word is that? First of all, the person that gave me this word spelt it wrong. I had higher hopes for him because he is an educated professional. Not only is he an educated professional, he teaches children for a living. And somehow I get this word philanderer and it's spelt wrong. So as a teacher that this guy is who gave me the word, I feel like he should have better skills at assessing intellect. And just really knowing the level, the caliber that he's dealing with here to give me a word such as philanderer. Listen, I'm no Albert Einstein. I'm no Isaac Newton, okay? I simply, let me put it like this, okay? When I was in 7th grade, I got put in an ESL class. And it's I know what you're thinking. You hear the accent and you're like, clearly, he's from the South. West part of Seattle, and you'd be right. I totally am from the southwest part of Seattle. So they put me in the ESL class because I had reading problems, and they thought it's because I spoke Spanish as a second language. No, the best thing that I learned in that class was actually how to speak with a Mexican accent. I could really cholo it up. I could really get down with the vatos. It was like, hey, I got one of my kind. And I learned how to say words like apparently and like inaugural or regardless. Those are like really fun words to say. Philanderer. Other than that word has absolutely no meaning to me whatsoever. I thought maybe this was like the Mexican word of the day, like cheapest. Yeah, like I told my mom a joke and she laughed so hard until she pissed her pants. Or like July. Okay, like take July. Like I was talking to Trump and I was like, I hate you, Trump, because you lie about everything, man. Or philanderer, okay? Mexican word of the day, philanderer. I'd give you a job, but you gotta bring your own shovel because you're gonna be the philanderer. It's a stretch. I know it's a stretch, but the freaking word is philanderer. I had no idea. I thought I knew what the word philanderer was, and I thought it described philanthropy, like a philanthropist, like in the act of being philanthropic or something. Like you're I never claimed to be an intellectual, but I just had this Do you know what the word philanderer means? I'll tell you. It means a womanizer. It's a womanizer. A man who frequently enters into casual sexual relations. And I was like, oh, it's a politician. I get it. Philanderer. You know, that's even a fun word to write with that accent. Philander. I don't know. That's all I got for the word philander. That's my time. You guys have been great. Thanks a lot for the freaking
I can't believe I missed that fucking word.
I didn't know what that word meant. So good job, Joe. I loved you ripping on Cavin and making fun of him for like a minute.
Yeah. Well, it's because I'm a teacher, so I don't know what it is because I could barely get one person to have sex with me, let alone multiple. So I don't need the word in my vocabulary.
I had to Google it myself, so I get it. I get it.
Like, dude, did I spell it like a British person or something? Is that one of the words we have different? Nope. I just totally fucked up.
Pete, it's Phil and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, dude, that was good. Good riffing and rolling. I like the I learned ESL and I learned how to talk with an accent. Because it just reminds me, I had a student that was ELL, and he did so bad at learning English, but he got so much better at learning Portuguese. Like they didn't teach him shit for English, but he went from learning Spanish and Portuguese. So we made him multilingual, just not the language we needed him to be. So yeah, I think that's great. I do like that bit about just like the Spanish version of like almost a Jeff Foxworthy bit, but it somehow feels better because I can actually see somebody using it more than like a Jeff Foxworthy. But the only one I made a note of is when you said womanizer. I almost wonder if you could do like a callback to that bit and be like, my womanizer after I buy her flowers.
Yes.
It feels so bad when I say that accent. I'm like, oh, comedy safe space. Can't cancel me for that one.
I like it. That's going in.
So I didn't get many notes because I didn't know what the fuck philanderer was. So I wrote play on words based ideas. So I wrote down philanderer's field. I don't know if you want to say philanderer's field.
Guys that had sex with prostitutes died in World War One.
That's the poppies grow row by row because they get pregnant. I love the idea. I wrote down Spanish class, learning not Spanish words. I just love that concept. I think Cavin touched on it. And then I wrote down a course, a philanderer using his dominance to find a word that's better than womanizer. You know what I mean? I think that word alone, you can say womanizer, but no, he has to be a philanderer to sound like way more, assertive than he needs to be. You can kind of pay off that word, but it's fucking hard, man. Good job.
It's a $2 word there.
Fuck, that hydroponics was hard. So some comments. People accuse me of being a philanderer, but I'm from Appalachia, so they didn't use the word philanderer. They called me a whoremonger.
Solid.
I get it because whoremonger. Very funny. These people obviously never saw me naked. I don't know. I mean, it would be. I'd be in Facebook jail if we did. I'm sure. Also, just so you guys know, don't say Hitler on your post. Never say the word. You can say it, but never type it because that will get you in jail for some reason. All right. Well, once again, good job, Joe.
Thank you.
I'm trying to stall before I do my set because I don't know what the. Because I'm not kidding. I have this bad habit of like reading verbatim, and I kind of have to break it. But I don't want to forget my jokes. What I did was I pretty much like bolded the words that I need to like build jokes based on. So like the power words. So I'm still going to read, but not like verbatim. So this is going to be shit. So the topic that I got was hydroponics, and I also had to Google that. I'm not proud of this set. Here we go. Okay, so when I first heard that I got assigned, like when I first heard the word hydroponics, like I thought it was just like an educated version of Chinese water torture, because sound it. Like, to be fair, like hooked on phonics sounds like the most boring addiction you could probably have. Like, but I don't know nothing about gardening. That's why this is a tough topic for me. Like the last time I tried to growing an eggplant, it cost me a shitload of cartons. like, like I thought having a green thumb was something that happened when you get an infection. Like the last time I used fertilizer to plant something, I clogged the toilet, right? But so what hydroponics is, it uses 90% less water. Like instead of like for how regular gardening, let's use 90% less water. It's like it's some third world country. Like, I mean, to be fair, you don't need much water to grow things. I got a moldy sandwich in the fridge just to prove that. There's also a few different variations. Like there's like 5 or 6 different variations of hydroponics. One's called the wick system, and that's when you break into the plant's home and you kill its dog. There's also even flow, which makes me wonder if Pearl Jam were gardening enthusiasts. Even flow. Okay, that was so bad. I don't think this should be like applied to all forms of gardening though. Like for instance, I wouldn't try because with hydroponics they don't use soil. They use the nutrients and the water and they recycle it or whatever. I don't know. I googled it, but like I wouldn't. You shouldn't be applied to all forms of gardening. Like I would never try to remove soil from a burial plot, right? Because then the only thing that will grow out of there is like decayed trauma from the compost that used to have a name. So, like, who knows? Maybe RIP stands for rest in plants. I don't know. That's a very short set, but I didn't get much. That's all I had.
All right.
Graveyard.
That's
All
a
right.
tough topic for.
It was, but you handled it well.
I agree.
Yeah, I like the hydroponics thinking it's hooked on or like water learning to read. That's just funny. And then I love the John Wick. As like I think if you used grave soil or like grave dirt, that's the way to make your flowers have a face. Like
I was trying to think of the compost because I think like technically we become compost. So I was trying to make a reference and I couldn't.
Yeah, because I remember watching a TED talk where a lady put on like a mushroom suit, and she said when she dies, she's gonna get buried in this mushroom suit, so like mushrooms can grow from her body to help her decompose. And I was like, does that make it vegan? Like, also, I don't know. I worry so much about like one day being on somebody's pizza in that way. And then I thought, how many pizzas would I have to eat to technically eat all of that woman? And it's just like a spiral that you go in. So
that's dark.
Yeah.
Oh, that was because normally I normally try to write like set up joke, but this was a little harder. So I was like, okay, I want to use descriptive words to like decayed trauma.
Yeah,
great line
for those words. Like I think you had decayed trauma, and then there's a couple that other ones that were so precise. I loved the Pearl Jam one too. I was able to take an act out that involves singing, but like those are just good. Like even if I don't quite like, I'm like, oh, I didn't quite get where that was going, but I mean, I did. But it just like, oh, the way that word's being used is nice. It gives me something to think of. That's just a fun topic.
I'm guilty for doing a lot of play on word stuff. It sometimes doesn't make sense, but because like, oh, it's a word, it's sort of connected, but it does not make sense to like the actual like content in the paragraph, but it fucking connects. Yeah. So
good.
Yeah, like, sorry, Joe?
Oh no, I was just saying I enjoyed it. Good stuff. You pulled a lot out of a very not funny topic. I mean, that's just a very. I mean, it's growing lettuce, or weed, whatever.
Devil's lettuce.
So hydroponic. I really liked your water usage. You were talking about. I thought maybe you could go somewhere with like. I was really intrigued in the fact that it uses less water. After all, I'm not from America. I actually give a damn, you know.
I made a third world country reference too because of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, yeah, I like that. It's like, or the reverse side of that was like, why would I need to do something that they do in Africa? I live in America, you know, water's everywhere, you know, who cares? Waste away. But I didn't think that was too funny. And then I like I like the graveyard setup. I just thought that premise was really funny. So,
Thank you.
Legs. I was laughing and I enjoyed it. So roll with that one. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Piece.
It's probably the only thing that I would salvage. I got a comment here. Let's read it. Where are we? There we go. It's amazing. I'm not going to read it. You guys can read. It's amazing how my drug dealer can't do simple math, but he can break down the science behind hydroponics. Hey, Joe, what's 7 times 7? I had no idea, but your plan to be ready in 6 months, 3 days, 4 hours.
Why do I feel like
Rain Man of growing weed?
Why am I being targeted for that?
I think this is a common name. It's like John or Joe, you know?
Oh, okay. Sure.
I don't know. I would you trust a drug dealer named Joe?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. I want a little bit more exoticness.
I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't trust any drug dealer, to be honest. If we're being honest.
Touche.
Okay.
Jose, maybe?
That was a fun first round. That was better than I thought it would be on my set. But yeah, that's a workshop, everybody. That's the first. We're not done, but that's the first round. That's ideally what we do. If you haven't seen it before, we have random topics, and now it's open to debate. But this part is sometimes people's favorite part because they get to pick their own damn material that they want to do in case they get like a shitty topic or something. So this one, we do whatever material we want to work on. So with that being said, Cavin, did you have something you wanted to try out?
Heck yeah. So I think millennial dads love their kids too much. All right, like, because I look at the photos they take with their kids and it's always them like proud of them and like giving them affection. And I look at the photos my parents took with me, and I got to say, millennial dads, I have never seen them hold their child's head like they're palming a basketball. Okay. And that's all the photos are of my dad. Like, my dad has photos where he's just carrying me like I'm a trout that he caught. He's just like, I did this. I made that. Pretty cool. Like, I don't know. Like, the thing is, my parents had to take that photo, go get it developed, sort through it, and then decide that was the keeper. And not once did they worry about like CPS seeing anything.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Like, I think it's just because my parents were the last generation where they could act like the Ivan Drago of parenting. They're just like, if he dies, he dies. Like, the only thing they thought about was like, if I just can live long enough to it be my fault if something happens to me. Like my parents, like my dad put me in karate when I was like 6. And that's a lot of responsibility, like trying to teach your kid how to fight before he can count well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And like they'd always end every night in karate class by like strapping us in with these helmets that weighed more than our body weight. And we just like, they were covered with sweat and it just made your head feel like you were like on the spine of a drunk baby.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just bobbed everywhere. And then they just yell at us, telling us to fight. And they'd work out their feuds with the neighbors through their children. Like we were like little toddler version of a Pokemon fight. Like my dad would be sitting there shouting things at me, like commands. He'd be like, sweep the leg, Cavin. I was like, I am 6. I haven't seen that movie, Dad. I don't know what we're referencing. Like he'd just yell quotes from Rocky as if I could figure that out. And I did that for a while until I got kicked in the chest by a girl. And I was like, I don't want to be a kung fu master anymore, Dad. But I did eventually get back into karate when I was around 13. And that's because I started getting bullied and I wanted to fight back. And so we looked around and the only place that was taking students was a YMCA or a YWCA, and they signed me up for a cardio kickboxing class with a bunch of ex-wives, basically. So it just was me and a bunch of 35-year-old women that were trying to like lose their baby weight. Like, and I'm not saying I didn't learn how to fight, but I just learned how to fight like a woman. So like if somebody tried to attack me in the middle of the night, and robbed me, I just went home and slept with their boyfriends. Like, I'll get my revenge how I can. I did learn how to fight. Like I had a lot of anger, and those girls had a lot of anger at the yoga instructors that their husbands were banging. So we got together pretty good. My only problem is my way of learning how to fight became very dependent on the cardio kickboxing principles. So I couldn't throw hands unless somebody was playing a Jock Jam CD. It's really tough when a kid's bullying you at school and you're like, hey, hold up. And you play like Pump Up the Volume. All right. It gives them a whole different way to bully me while I'm trying to like jazzercise my way into a knockout. I will leave on this. I have a lot of friends that ask me like, when did I want to be a teacher? And I tell them I've never have. Like, I don't ever be a teacher. In fact, I don't think anyone should want to be a teacher. I think if you want to do this job, you should be the last person they allow to do it. And then they'll say, well, but I knew I wanted to be a teacher since I was a kid. And I think that's terrifying. Because if you watch any children's movie from when I was a child, the villains are always the teachers. There is never a movie where the teacher is a protagonist. The only time you'll ever run into a movie that had a protagonist that was a teacher was like Dangerous Minds. And let's all just admit that it was Michelle Pfeiffer in a leather jacket that sold the idea that she was a good guy. All right. Like, I can't pull off that same look. Like me getting in there and being like, all right, guys, I'm going to teach you about rap is not going to have the same effect as the hot blonde lady that later went on to wear an all leather cat suit. All right. Not going to be the same motivational factor. All right. That's my time.
Oh, good job, Patty. I love the cadence. So with your, I feel like with, I don't know if I could be wrong on this, but when you're the joke about the dad palming your head, like a basketball, whatever, I feel like there's opportunity for like a ginger joke there because of orange.
Oh, yeah.
I love the Ivan Drago line. I felt like he can add a tag where it's like, "Hey, why didn't you come? Like, why didn't you come home earlier?" It's like, I didn't hear no bell. I love the idea of your parents, of parents in general, using children to view with neighbors. I think that's a great concept. Like something like mowing lawns or just some sort of like basic like trivial things that don't really matter, but like parents using their kids to fight it out to like figure shit out. I think that's a funny concept. I love your joke stuff with the boyfriends. It's fucking funny. And then I put down we're talking about like you pretty much talk about how like you learned women's self defense or whatever. I put down you got a black belt in Taibo.
Yeah, that is a good reference. I wonder what Billy Blanks is up to.
I'm glad you get my references. It was like I hate when you make a niche reference and no one gets it. You always get my references, Cavin.
He's educated.
Yeah, I can't spell philanderer for shit, but I remember mail order weight loss programs.
Good stuff, man. But so funny.
Very funny. I like the reference to the dad carrying their kid in like any different position. Like a trout or like a trophy. Like that was hilarious. I thought, and then my dad would always throw me over his shoulder like I'm the freaking Christmas tree or something. He just storms around with me whenever I'm acting up. Family photos around the house. Like, why is dad always in his underwear? Like, did my dad never wear pants in the house? Is that just me? I'm just kidding. I didn't have a dad, so I thought good stuff there.
I love if your family photos just have a pair of briefs just empty in a chair. It's like it's what dad would have wanted.
There you go. Going to the YMCA or whatever you said for the gym kickboxing lessons. Oh, that was funny. I thought maybe you could spin it off like kids at school would make fun of you if they found out, but jokes on them because you're sleeping with their mom. And ever since then, you've been a MILF hunter. I like where you were going with the jock hits, and I instantly the song "Bananas" popped into my head, and I thought maybe you can get a little lyrical with it, like "Oh, that's my shit," you know. Like Gwen Stefani, I think. Obscure.
Don't pretend like you didn't know it was Gwen Stefani.
No, I can't even spell the word.
PHIL.
I thought it'd be funny if you maybe also reference. Now that's what I call music. That was a one of those good mashups. But maybe you could be like, but just the hits. And that's all I had there for you.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
On that note, actually, it'd be funny if like you're running in the fight and like, you want to go, play track 3, play track, everybody dance now. Like you bring a CD while you're fighting.
Yeah, I just have my mixtape. Oh,
you got to stretch
and punch and block and punch and block.
Put on your sweatband.
Oh, that's true. It does. It would teach you how to fight like it's a knockout video game.
Yeah.
Like I think it'd be a great acto joke because you're kind of like I do the moves, like, and punch it. Like, whatever the examples of like '90s calisthenics, or what they call them. It's like one of those jokes that like I feel like is best delivered with like just a slight acto. But it's so funny.
Like Dance Revolution, but with Tybo. You're just in the arcade, like it's gonna get my heart beat up too much.
So funny. Good stuff, buddy. Okay, no comments now? Nope. Sounds good. Okay, so Joe Gomez, ready whenever you are.
Oh, sweet. Wow. Well, I guess we'll just talk about the elephant in the room. 2020 is almost over. I don't know if that's like a sigh of relief. For some people, 2020 has been the longest year ever. And for some people, it's been the shortest year ever. And to both those answers, yes. I don't know how. Mathematically, it does work out. But we have reached December, the end of the year, and apparently the final boss is upon us. December 21st. There will be a celestial alignment. Jupiter and Saturn align. Hasn't happened for thousands of years. Apparently, a portal on Earth is going to open up, and it's going to welcome hell onto Earth. Yes, folks, that is how 2020 is going out. But I do live in Seattle, and if you've watched the news at all, you would already believe that the portal to hell has already opened up on Capitol Hill. It was once known as the Chaz Zone and is now just a homeless encampment. And Seattle is actively burning. But I'm here to tell you, it's just that's not true. Seattle is a lovely green, and it rains far too much for it to really burn for any significant amount of time. What else did I want to talk with you guys about? Oh, geez. Christmas. I was really glad that Christmas was here because I love the holiday. It's a wonderful holiday. And I don't know what it is with people, specifically white people. They love to find reasons to get out of the house, even during COVID time, when we're supposed to stay in. For instance, maybe you remember in October, you had to go pumpkin patching. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of going to the pumpkin farm. No, not at all. And then for some reason, it became a little cool to go out and you're going hunting for your turkeys now. Hey, people, we created grocery stores and farmers markets for a reason, yet we still want to go backwards. We're supposed to be going forward. Amazon delivers it, and they'll give you organic products. No need to go and pick it yourself. I thought I'd get a break this Christmas, but no. No, the wife made me go out to a tree farm. Listen, my people are not made to go in the snow. I wear jeans with warm-up pants. Do people even wear warm-up pants anymore? These are insulated with vinyl on the outside, and they snap down the sides. They're basketball pants, basically. It didn't keep me dry. I got to go out there. My toes are frozen. I got to cut down a tree. I got to tie it to the roof of my car. Like, look, my people are good for selling flowers and oranges on the corner of the block. Okay, we're not going out to the mountains and cutting down the trees and bringing them back. No, I'm done with it. We're ready for December. I'm ready for 2020 to be over, and that's all I got, you guys. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Good stuff, buddy. When you said the December 21st, I was really expecting you to say like winter is coming, just because technically it is.
It is
on the 21st. I feel like with the portal to hell, you can maybe make like a Black Friday reference, because that could be, you know what I mean, noted as a portal to hell, so you know how many deaths happen for the dumbest reasons. I don't know why I put down hunting in a Whole Foods. When you said like someone goes hunting for like, you know, Thanksgiving, we have Whole Foods, and I'm just picturing somebody hunting like an Elmer Fudd fucking hat, like hunting in a hole. It's ridiculous to me. And
yeah, free range hens running around.
And I put down vegan hunting. I just feel like there's some stuff you can maybe do with the hunting aspect of it, but like not like conventional hunting. But yeah, man, that's all I got. But yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. Thank you. I laughed at the like portal to hell opening. I think it's also funny when you talk about Chaz, because like people thinking that's hell on earth. It's like it's surrounded by like artisanal cupcake shops and authentic Indian food. That's not where hell is. Also, like, you think demons are gonna pop out in Seattle and not immediately be like, these people are very unfriendly. They're almost. How are they passive aggressive? Like, oh, thanks for dragging me to hell. Jesus. Then I was gonna say, like the pumpkin patch and hunting for turkeys. I don't understand why people want to hunt for their turkeys. Like, there is no world in which like eating something that has had to like hunt for every meal it's ever had or forage for every meal it's ever had is ever going to taste better than an animal that you can get delivered to you pre-buttered. Like that, it just that's insanity. It's like, why would I want the thing that eats bugs and poops on itself, but I could just get somebody else to have done all that? Also, the pumpkin patching. I love the idea of you going out in the woods in your warm-ups. It makes me feel like you were gonna give like a Christmas strip tease to it, like that pine tree. You're just like, boom, how you like that? Christmas Magic Mike.
Sorry, I interrupt. Go ahead.
No, go for it.
I was going to say, when you're talking about, I don't know if you want to like improvise or make stuff up. So I just play out words while you're talking about like Indian food and stuff like that. But I was going to say, if you have like Arabian food, you can go instead of hell on earth, it's halal on earth. You know what I mean? Good. I hate that I'm so punny. I really do. Or it's wordplay-ish, anyways. But yeah. That's all I was thinking about. The interrupt. Sorry.
You can't even get halal on earth or hellel on earth in Seattle, let alone hell on earth.
There you go. That's a great. Yeah. Fun to play with, I think. Anyways.
Yeah, I love my parents do call me up and they're like, "Is it safe to go into Seattle?" And it's like, yeah, but I mean, like, parking sucks, but the police are defunded. And it's like, yeah, that's what makes it safer.
They're now in Bellevue.
Yeah,
Spokane. I think I saw.
So we have one comment, nothing to do with the set, but I just want to show Scott. You look like Ari Shafir, which is funny because I had this opinion about Kobe Bryant. No,
too soon.
I get that a lot though. The whole I look like Ari Shafir. I don't understand, but I do. I don't know. I'm a thin white man. I'm not Jew. Is he Jewish though?
Yeah, but have you ever shit on your friend's car?
No.
Okay, well, I'm just saying maybe you should try it.
I
Work for
mean,
him and Bobby Lee.
it's hardly on demand, you know. So good stuff, man. And Cavin, good stuff. I guess I'll have to do my set. I'm trying to stall because I don't memorize it, but whatever. Fuck it. All right. I'm so confident it shows. All right, here we go. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you enjoy snacks because you're in for a treat. I'm just saying. I hope you enjoy sewing because I got some quality material. I'll have you in stitches. I'm just saying. If you got anyone here owns a drill, I got some solid bits. Okay. I'm just saying. If any of you are misogynists in the audience, I got a sweet set. My eyes are up here, Cavin. I'm just saying. If anyone here likes autoerotic asphyxiation, I got a lot of blue material. I'm just saying if anyone here likes S&M, I got a shitload of gags. I'm just saying if anybody here is an incel sitting in the corner, I'm probably going to bomb tonight. I like telling dad jokes because that's like the closest I'll ever be to getting someone pregnant. So that's my niche, I suppose. I don't know, guys. I'm pretty good. I think I'm pretty good. I'm just saying what I love most about narcissism is me. Totally kidding. Like I'm not an arrogant person, right? Because I'm so much better than that. Um, it's well deserved. No, I'm clearly not a confident person. You can tell from my posture, but like I'm not that confident. Like you can just ask any one of my bullies and they'll vouch for me. You can't though, because my parents never come to my shows. Uh, like I'm not even good at confrontation. Like I'm not. Like just ask anyone who doesn't know I'm mad at them. Like the only fight club I was ever involved in was Tickle Fight Club. And the first rule of Tickle Fight Club is no punching. And the second rule of Tickle Fight Club, as we know, is no uncles. I get a little grabby at times. Sorry, that's the only molestation joke I'm going to make because it's too touchy of a subject. I am Scott's repressed memories, but I'm. It's hard. It's hard to be confident too when you're broke. Like I don't have much money. Like I can't even afford medication, and whenever I need penicillin, I just buy a loaf of bread and let the expiry date do its thing. Because time heals all wounds. So that's a chemistry joke. I don't know. I'm just I didn't even go to the gym anymore. Like the last time I tried, I got caught deadlifting. I got banned from a cemetery. So it's not. I don't do that anymore, guys. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying. Like, have you ever been so lonely that you get pulled over on purpose? Like the cops, like, is there a reason why you're going 50 and a 70 or 70 and a 50 and you're like just trying to make a friend? Is that just me? Okay. What else did I don't know. I'm trying to think of that's probably good right there.
All right.
It's about 3 minutes, okay?
Well, first, I'm sorry, Cavin. Can I just say, first of all, making a friend with a cop by speeding down the road? Clearly, Scott. Clearly, you haven't been paying attention to the news, and your privilege is showing. And I think that
he's Canadian, so different relationships with cops.
Well, I never said he'd be my friend. I'm looking for a friend.
That's even a different privilege. I mean, you got universal health care, and you can be friends with the cop. Like, what kind of life are you living? Good set. That was funny. Your incel comment that was really good. I really like that. I think maybe you could add some more to it. That with the bomb, you'd be like, I'm just hoping to kill it.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Just keep it going just a little bit. I don't know. I think that I like that. That's funny. It's a funny topic. And then with your with the tickle, with the rules of tickle game,
Fight Club.
or yeah, I think one of them should be, don't tell your parents.
I made that same note. Yeah.
So that might be rule one.
That's funny.
And yeah, that's all I had though. Good. That was good set.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that just string of one-liner puns. That just keeps rolling. I so much want to see an audience reacting to that. I just need that because I imagine they're like the first one, they're like, "Ha, that's clever," and then like number 5, they're like, "Son of a bitch is going to hit us with another pun," and then number 9, they're like, "Hey, he's back hitting us with puns." Like
the dip. I want to master the dip so bad.
Yeah. So I just want to see that. The only one I said I liked where you said I don't have healthcare. I just leave a loaf of bread, and it's like, yeah, because like ciabatta can cure syphilis. We said time heals all wounds, and ciabatta can get rid of syphilis. Is what I was thinking. But it's whatever bread you want. Maybe you're more of a baguette kind of guy. I don't know.
I didn't know that. That's good to know.
But yeah, I don't have a ton of feedback on them just because those one-liners are so snappy.
Yeah.
That I mean, and it's clear you've put the thought into the words that you want to say and the way you want to deliver them. So it's good, but it's tough to give feedback. The only thing is just like if we could think of tags, but I don't know, they're one-liners and they move so nicely.
Thank you.
I noticed I made the same one as Joe did. Was it's just I would say like rule 1 is don't tell your parents. Rule 2 is no punching. Rule 3 is please don't tell your parents. I'm your uncle. Or I don't know, but I did also like having the uncle bit in there too. So
it does well normally. I mean, it's a hit or miss. Depends. People like Fight Club that are not sensitive. So.
That's a weird Venn diagram of people. Like I like Fight Club and sensitive. Yeah. I do like the bit about or the joke about I'd like dad jokes, so that's as close as I'm ever going to get to anyone being pregnant or getting someone pregnant. I like that one.
Thank you. I'm trying to like but I'm trying to like build basically like regular jokes, and then like just like have like a list shit, and then I'll go slow it down, and then I'll list like tag. Then I'm trying to build a bit of a rhythm there, but it's fucking hard to memorize so many jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Thanks, guys.
That was good stuff. Fun time.
Yeah, it was. It was very fun, as I would predict. So I don't know if this is done. I haven't watched many. I've been dropping the ball on watching these as I'm like a neglectful parent. But if you guys want anything you want to plug, any social media or any projects you're working on for our viewers, which are probably at like 10 maybe at this point. Oh, 10. I was right. I predicted it. Look at that. I should get a prize. But normally how these work, you normally get better views when it's rewatch. It's weird how that works, but yeah. Anyways, do you guys want to plug or share anything?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. And Cavin, I hope you don't mind me saying. Oh, are we there, Cavin? I hope you don't mind me. Hope you don't mind me saying.
Conserve my energy.
Yeah, when you come onto my podcast next week or in about a week and a half, you're gonna want to move around to stay warm. And I want the future audience to know that if you liked what Joe Gomez and Cavin were doing, you're gonna catch that on a podcast that you can find at anchor.fm/joke daddy. And so be on the lookout for that podcast drop in here in about a week and a half.
I'm gonna make him snuggle me.
I wear a Speedo when I record.
Turning blue. Give me cuddles.
You got it.
And then you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Cavin_egg. And then I host a podcast with my lovely wife called Buy Its Cover, where we only use the covers of movies on streaming services to guess what they're about. Then we watch them and find out how wrong we were.
That sounds so fun. And I'm not that special. I have just Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all under Scott Porteous. And then the only project that I'm really working on is this beautiful workshop that you're reviewing. these great panelists and all. But yeah, hopefully it's going to rise and evolve a bit more next year, and no one dies. So,
but our joke kill.
But yeah, thank you everybody. It was a lot of fun. Appreciate the feedback. So good sets, and Wanderer. I love that. I love that. You guys are great guests and very funny comedians, and looking forward to seeing and hearing all your progress and successes in the future or on social media. Thanks for doing this, and thank you everybody for the comments and watching and supporting the workshop. We'll be back tomorrow, and yeah, the whole new panels. So thank you so much, and everybody have a great night.
All right. Bye.
See ya.